I think there's a big change in our country and in our world taking place today. And it's what I call the post-bureaucratic age. And in a nutshell, what I mean is this. Go back in history, more than 100 years. We lived in a pre-bureaucratic age where central government couldn't do very much. Because you couldn't travel the world quickly, because you couldn't pick up a phone and order people around, central government could do wars, it could do treaties, it could do weights and measures, it could issue a currency. That was about it. Everything else was local. Then we moved to the bureaucratic age, where because governments had seen that actually they could mobilize whole countries and build incredible armies and munitions, and because communications enabled them to communicate all over their countries, they said to themselves, well, we should be able to mobilize the state in order to solve poverty, in order to organize education and healthcare and policing and everything else. And we entered the bureaucratic age. But the bureaucratic age was by nature quite centralist, because the center owned the information. And I think what's really changing in our world today is that we're moving into an age where information is not just the preserve of government, we can all have it. Think about crime. It used to be the case that only really the government knew all the figures about where crime was taking place. Now on Google, you can do a Google mapping exercise and find how many crimes were committed in your neighborhood, how quickly they were cleared up, what was done about it, what sort of crimes they were. The information is all there for you. Now that doesn't just mean, oh, I know where to buy a house. It means I want to make my police force accountable to me. Think about hospitals. I can see the chief executive of my trust sitting in front of me, so I have to be careful what I say. But today, I can probably look up on the internet the results of all the local hospitals, and I'm far more able to make a choice myself about how I want to be treated and where I want to be treated. Take education. We don't now need a government to completely organize education from the center. Parents should be able, using the internet and using all the information that's now available, should be able to make far more choices for themselves. So what I'm saying here is that we're moving into an age where, because of the internet, because of information technology, because of this great revolution taking place, we should be in a political system which drives power downwards and outwards, from central government, not just to local government, but to local community groups and to individuals. And I think the party that most understands this huge change taking place in our world will be the one that can offer effective leadership for the future. I think it's a change as profound as the invention of the internet itself or the steam engine or whatever you want to point to, because I think it changes the whole paradigm between the individual and the state. And that, I think, is a huge change. Think, in conclusion, of the words of John F. Kennedy. He said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. A noble sentiment then, but I would say even more noble now, because whereas then, even if you wanted to do more for yourself, for your society, for your country, you didn't have the knowledge, the information, or the power necessarily to do it. Today, we have that ability, so we can make that dream a reality. Thank you.